So here I think it's fairly clear the relevance of these issues to intellectuality and spirituality. I mean, there's rational discussions about a fundamental concept of spirituality. With respect to religious pluralism, also I think that there are a lot of intellectual problems that arise with respect to how we come to terms with people of different faiths. So much so that, I mentioned Alston's book before. He takes this to be the hardest problem intellectually for dealing with our own religious beliefs. How can we stick to our own religions and at the same time acknowledge what's valuable in faiths that seem to have elements that seem to contradict what we're saying or what we've been taught? How do we deal with that? So I've been trying to deal with that, but there's a deeper level of this that I didn't get to in the paper that has to do with dialogue. My own experience since I've been in Iran has often involved interreligious dialogue with different groups, mostly with Christians, but sometimes with others. And through this kind of approach of what I'm calling non-reductive religious pluralism, I found that it's possible to engage with people of different views on a deeper level. So we had for example, we had a conference, we've had a series of conferences with Mennonite Christians at the Imam Khomeini Education and Research Institute where I teach. And one of the participants, one of the Mennonite participants, is a evangelist for Christianity, and he goes to different countries around the world to preach Christianity and has been engaged in interreligious dialogue in a lot of different places. He co-authored a book on Islam and Christianity with a Sudanese scholar, for example. And he told me that the dialogues that we've been having have been the deepest that he's participated in on these issues, because we weren't playing football with one another or just trying to show, whose views are right and whose views are wrong, but accept from the beginning that we have different views and we want to try to explore one another's views to find what's valuable in them despite the disagreement. So it seems to me that an obstacle for appreciating the spirituality of different traditions occurs because we attempt to try to narrow it down to only the esoteric element or only some set of propositions or something like this. And if we put that aside and say that there can be, God can show His grace to people in different ways, even if I believe that my religion is the right religion, it's the one that God has commanded for people, still I can appreciate that God works through others who, for one reason or another, haven't been able to accept my religion and appreciate how that happens. And it seems to me that that's a way to get a deeper spiritual appreciation for what's going on in different traditions as well.